Good evening everyone, welcome aboard the Boeing 737 here at Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's time for another VATSIM full flight here on the AviationPro channel. It's been a little while again, but I hope you will enjoy this flight. Today we're going to fly from Prague in the Czech Republic, or Czechia nowadays, to Košice in the east of Slovakia. A nice little route. Prague is one of my personal favorite cities in Europe. I think it's really beautiful. Just a beautiful architecture, very nice and old city, and cheap beer as well, that helps. Yeah, so it's going to be a nice short flight. There's a city pair event between Prague and Košice tonight, so we will have full ATC along the route, and it's quite short, so yeah, it's going to be a nice and enjoyable flight. A special shout out to my members here on the channel. If you want to check out the AviationPro channel memberships, make sure you do so by clicking the join button. With that you'll get some extra monthly live full flights, and also some tiers have different types of access to my Discord server, where I also post stuff from real world flying and pictures and voice updates, etc. So make sure you check that out if you want to see some more live full flights on the VATSIM network. For now, let's take a look at our flights. As you can see, we are parked here. We're going to be flying Travel Service Airlines, or Smart Wings nowadays, actually. And we're parked here at Prague. And as you can see, there's quite some traffic already here and there. There's a lone Air Canada right there. And it is quite rainy outside. It's a bit gloomy. The evening is setting in. So yeah, it should be a scenic departure in any case. But let's take a look at our flight plan for today. As you can see right here, we're going to be flying Smart Wings for travel service. Call sign SkyTravel 41 Bravo from Prague to Košice. Our alternate for today is Bratislava. We have an airtime of 54 minutes, and we're going to be cruising at flight level 290 today. That's our only flight level for today. We're quite heavy. We're fully loaded with 186 passengers and a zero fuel weight of 60 tons, and block fuel of 7.5 tons. And yeah, as you can see, we're quite heavy. This is the route taking us through the Czech Republic and then over to Slovakia, flying over the beautiful Tatra mountains. Let's see how much we can see of that, even though it's probably gonna get dark once we get there. The weather along the routes, well, as you have seen outside, it's quite cloudy, so there is some moderate icing and turbulence reported for our departure, so we'll definitely keep an eye out for that. In Košice it's a little bit better, so that should be good to go. And also the winds are quite high. If we look at the winds, let's enable them. As you can see, we have quite some tailwind along the route, so that should speed up our flight quite a bit. And yeah, so that's a bit of an overview of the route and flight plan for today. Should be nice, also with full ATC. Košice is a very small airport, so let's see if we can find a parking spot. I'm not sure how busy it's going to get. But yeah, in any case, it should be a fun flight. Alright, so I already prepared most of the airplane, and we should be good to go. ATC is now coming online slowly, so we can get going and maybe listen to the ATIS and find out the latest information. And the ATIS is live on 122.15, so let's tune that. There we go, 122.15. Let's take a listen and then we'll ask our clearance to Košice. Well, apparently the voice ATIS is not working at the moment, so I'll just read it out loud. I cannot do it in the classic Prague ATIS voice, but we have Ruzhina ATIS information kilo, so I'll write it down. At 1700 ILS approach runway in use 24, transition level is 70, and the METAR at Prague, wind is 200 degrees 10 knots, so runway 24 makes sense, visibility 10 kilometers or more, view 4,300 feet, temperature 1, dew point 5 QNH 1003 hectopascals, so let's put it in there, and it's already synced between all the other barrows, and no significant change, and we have information kilo received. Okay, so we'll take a little bit more of a look at the weather once we do our departure briefing, but that is the ATIS for today. So let's tune the delivery controller, and of course along the way during this flight I will try to explain as much as possible So if you're new to flying on the VATSIM network, you can kind of get used to flying by watching these kind of videos. And of course, this is a very nice route. What I like about flying in Central Europe is there are a lot of small airports. It's not as busy as the western part of Europe, where there are a lot more major airports like Amsterdam or London Heathrow. This is kind of an area which is more quiet and the airports are smaller. So it's a very good, region to start flying. Also, the frame rates are usually a bit better because the scenery is not as complex here. So we have the ATIS received, information kilo. Let's tune a delivery controller on 120.050. Ocean delivery, good evening, SkyTravel 41 Bravo, stand 27, information kilo received, QNH 1003 requesting clearance to Košice.
SkyTravel 41 Bravo, kilo correct, QNH 1003, clear to Košice via Vožice for Alpha, initial climb 5000 and squawk 1000.
Clear to Košice via the Vožice for Alpha departure, initial climb 5000 and squawk 1000, SkyTravel 41 Bravo.
SkyTravel 41 Bravo, readback is correct for push and start, contact ground.
Ground 121.9, SkyTravel 41 Bravo, bye. Okay, we have received our flight plan clearance, so that's nice. So I'll just go off the frequency for a bit. So we have the Vožice for Alpha departure. That's already what I've programmed in the flight management system for today's departure. So we can do a little bit of a departure briefing. I planned the off blocks time at 17:45, so there's still some time. Let's take a look. I'll just get the charts at the ready. Alright, so we are parked here at Terminal 2 at stand 27, as you can see. So we'll probably push back facing the northwest onto one of those pushback positions right here, 4 and 5. And then we'll taxi probably either via hotel or Golf to and via Alpha to runway 24. So I'll show you the airport chart as well. Runway 24. Once we arrive there, we're going to fly the Vožice for Alpha departure, which we have here. Pretty straightforward. As you can see, we're going to climb on track 240 to Papa Romeo 402, and then we'll turn left, track 148 to Papa Romeo 403, and then 404, and in the end we'll end up at Vožice, climbing initially to 5,000 feet, and the transition altitude here is also 5,000 feet. MSA in the initial sector 3,600 feet, and then once we turn left we enter a sector of 4,000 feet, as you can see, based on the Oscar Kilo Lima VOR. Other than that, yeah, in case of engine failure, always good to kind of brief for yourself, although I don't really simulate failures in my flight sim flights. We'll just climb on runway track and then climb to 5,000 feet, and then we're good to go also with the MSA wise. Okay. Then the aircraft is fine. NOTAMs, there are not really any NOTAMs. I took a look at the NOTAMs at Prague and Košice, and there are not any particular active that might affect our flights, except maybe for taxiway closure here and there. Then the weather, let's take a look at the weather at both airports. Currently for Prague, first of all. As you can see, we have currently a METAR, wind 200 degrees, 10 knots. Visibility is good, few clouds. It stopped raining here as well, so that's nice. And in the TAF, well, as you can see, there is a tempo right here for the evening, showing that some rain might appear here and there. But yeah, it's not a lot, so we don't really have to worry about that. We'll take a look at the Košice once as we are in the air. So weather-wise, we're fine. And yeah, that's basically a bit of a departure briefing. Alright, so I've prepared the airplane. Let's take one more look outside. As you can see, beautiful sights. The sun is setting, so we're gonna start moving as well. Let's see, the MCP is set up, the trim, I still have the sets. Let's take a look what the trim value is for today. We have 4.71 units. Gonna keep this one open so we can get our pushback done when we're ready. When you're asking pushback and startup, always make sure that you're actually ready to start the pushback, so that you're not delaying the process on the ground. So you continue pushback, and we'll push back facing north on position 5.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of where I'm taking GSX, you know, so that we can release parking brakes. And I found out on one of my recent flights that removing the wheel chocks also gets them going. So I'm kind of leaving them on right now, but removing them will also release the parking brake at the same time. And then we can do the before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel, we have on board 7.6 tons, and the pumps are on. Nope, fuel in the center tank. Passenger signs, I've got that one on. Auto, windows locked, my side and this side. MCP, we have V2 147, heading 240 and altitude 5,000 feet. Takeoff speeds, we have here V1 142, rotate 144, V2 147. CDO pre-flight completed. Rudder and aileron trim free and at 0. See if we can see that. Yeah, it's at 0. Taxi takeoff briefing completed, and anti-collision light is on. Before start checklist completed. Okay, so we're tuned to the ground frequency 1219. I'll just put the tower frequency in the backup here already. And then we're gonna start moving soon. Visionary ground, good evening. Skytrail 41 Bravo, stand 27, ready for push and start.
Skytrail 41 Bravo, Rudder ground, hello. Squawk 1000, startup and pushback approved.
Squawk 1000 and startup and pushback approved. Skytrail 41 Bravo. Yep, that's what I forgot to set. There we go. 1000. And pushback and startup approved, so let's go. Before start check is completed. And remove the wheel chocks. This time they are waiting for the parking brake to be released, so that's nice. So we'll release the parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, there we go. Very nice departure. Look at that sunset as we move out here. Beautiful. Show you an outside view before we start here. Nice KLM. Beautiful. Okay, we'll start our engines. Specs off.
Wizz Air 45 Papa Kilo, taxi to holding point runway 24 via Hotel Alpha.
And starting number 2.
Hotel
And cabin crew
holding point
and the cabin crew will of course arm the slides.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Parking brake sets and fuel. See, we have N1 rotation, oil pressure is rising, oil temperature is good, rising. Fuel flow now. I always love to hear the rumbling sound of the engines here. Start the cutouts. And start number 1. Beautiful. Look at that view. It's like the sky is on fire. There's a Ryanair taking off right in front of us. Beautiful.
Ne, to je v pohodě, akorát už máš clearance?
Jo.
Rozeně ground, dobrý večer, Wizz Air 654, stránka 523.
And the start cutouts. Okay. And the startup is completed. Very good. Turn on the generators.
For the 550 with 45 Papa Kilo, ahoy.
NTIs we don't really require yet, maybe in the air will do.
Vyčkávací místo dráhy 24 po Hotel Alpha Vizer 654.
If you can be turned off. No. Goals checked, outbreak RTO, flaps 5. And we'll do a quick check of the flight controls.
Lufthansa 5 Lima Victor ready for taxi. Lufthansa 5 Lima Victor.
It may seem like a weird thing to do in a flight simulator, but it's also good to check your actual hardware equipment, of course, to make sure that is all working. In the meantime, we'll confirm good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
That's all set, and it's all set. Squawk 1000 is now set, and then we're good to go. So we'll wait for the ground equipment to clear, and the flaps are set at 5. That's good. And then we'll soon ask for taxi clearance. As you can see, quite some traffic already around, so that's nice. And yeah, just the way Microsoft Flight Simulator looks, it's just beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. You may remember on this channel a lot of flights prepared, and that's that was looked way different. Okay, let's see. He has the pin in his hands. Good. All right, so we can do the before taxi checklist. The generators on, probeat on, NTI is not required, isolation valve auto, engine start with switches continuous, recall is checked, auto brake RTO, flaps 5 with green lights, engine start levers idle detent, flight controls checked, and the ground equipment is clear. And before taxi checklist completes. And then we'll request taxi. Let's see where they sent us exactly. And Skytravel 41 Bravo, request taxi.
Skytravel 41 Bravo, taxi to holding point runway 24 via Foxtrot Lima Golf Alpha.
Taxi to holding point runway 24 via Foxtrot Lima Golf and Alpha. Skytravel 41 Bravo. Okay, so we have a bit of a different route. I'll quickly show you via Foxtrot, Lima, and then right on Golf, so not via Hotel, and then we'll continue on to Alpha. Okay. Okay, we are clear for taxi, taxi lights on, and then we get moving. There was a bit of dust between these throttles, so I have to move them around a bit. Let's see, there's a Swiss pushing back there. Probably have to wait for that aircraft. Make sure they don't push back into us.
Skytravel 41 Alpha Bravo, hold stand 25. Correction, 24.
Roger, hold stand 24, Skytravel 41 Bravo. 24, that's just beyond this little corner right here. So basically where this Skytravel, that's Renner, or that's stand 24. Of course, this Ryanair, double Ryanair now wants to push back as well. So we'll make sure that we are out of the way. Fire truck is also very interested in us. Yeah, that's the downside of having such system. Of course, it can get quite busy when everyone wants to push back at the same time. But that's okay, we'll make it. Skytravel 41 Bravo, can we follow the Swiss?
Skytravel 41 Bravo, I fair taxi holding point 24 behind Swiss company, behind Swiss traffic.
Roger, taxi holding point runway 24, Skytravel 41 Bravo. Okay, yeah, just confirming that because we were still instructed to hold here, of course. So now we can just follow the Swiss. Yeah, taxi lights on.
Night Alpha, Whiskey behind, Boeing 737 taxiing in front of you, taxi via Foxtrot, Hotel 1, that's
So they will follow us. It's a beautiful sight.
After the Boeing 737 in front of us, taxi via Foxtrot, takeoff for our stand, runway 95 Alpha. Right from me, thank you.
And as you can see, quite some aircraft taking off at the moment, so it's nice and busy. And we should have some beautiful views during departure. The night is setting in from the east there, but we're taking off towards the west. Alright, let's say the cabin is ready, and the whole cabin crew will take their seats. And we'll do a quick recap of the departure. We have the fortune chip for our departure, climb straight ahead, initial climb 5,000 feet. And then in case of engine failure, we'll climb straight ahead on runway track, also climbing to 5,000 feet. Okay, and we'll do the B4 takeoff checklist. Flaps 5 with the green light, stabilized trim 4.7 units. B4 takeoff checklist complete. And then we'll slowly get going. And just forgot to mention during the briefing, but tower roll instructors to contact Prague radar. Seems to be frequency 127575 on the pilot. As you can see, there's a little bit of rain down there. Unfortunately, the PMDG, yeah, of course, any other aircraft doesn't really have a solid weather radar yet. So, unfortunately,
Skytrail 4, 1 Bravo, contact
cannot
Tower,
really avoid clouds.
134.550, goodbye.
134.550, Skytrail 41 Bravo, bye bye. So yeah, well, yeah, we cannot really avoid any rain, unfortunately. So, but yeah, we can enjoy the visuals. Alright, we are at holding point Alpha. Love the strobe lights, by the way. And we are ready for departure. Ocean Tower, good evening. Skytrail 41 Bravo, holding short runway 24 at Alpha. Ready for departure.
Skytrail 41 Bravo, Ocean Tower, good evening. Behind the departing traffic, Swiss A320, line up runway 24 and wait. Behind.
Behind the lining up A320, line up runway 24 behind. Skytrail 41 Bravo. Okay, we'll wait for him to depart. And there's a red stop bar right here, so yeah, maybe we are live, you definitely have to hold here. Okay, parking brake is set for now. Let's see, is cleared for takeoff, so we can move pretty quickly. I'm just gonna turn on the strobe lights already here. Get a little bit of floodlight here and there. There we go. And he's moving, so we're gonna line up. And we have TARA and the strobe lights are on. And the final is clear. There is some traffic on final there. And the left is clear as well.
Continue course,
And there we have runway 24. As you can see, there's quite some curvature in this runway. Alright, taxi lights off.
Sky Double 41 Bravo and wait for cleared for takeoff, wind 210 degrees, 8 knots.
Runway 24, clear for takeoff, Skytrail 41 Bravo. Okay, we are cleared and takeoff. Winds from the left. N1 heading select Toga. Thrust sets. Eight knots.
Z1.
Rotates. Nice. Positive rate, gear up. And on off. VNAV speeds. And N1 VNAV speeds. And we're reducing the climb thrust and gonna accelerate.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo and correction, contact radar 127.575. Bye-bye.
Oh, 127.575, Sky Travel 41 Bravo, bye-bye. Flaps 1.
Go.
There we go. And let's take a quick view here. Look at that. Beautiful. Very nice sunset. Really, really beautiful. It's like the sky is on fire right here. Now flaps up. Virgin radar, WHR Sky Travel 41 Bravo, passing 3,700, climbing 5,000 for GSX 4 Alpha.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, Praha radar hello identified, climb flight level 160, proceed direct Košice.
Climb flight level 160, direct Vozicek, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. Flight of 160 is set. Let's just trim the aircraft a little bit, and we are clear direct to Vozicek. Let's check and execute. Before I do the after takeoff checklist, I just want to get a quick view of that beautiful view on that side. Yeah, pressing transition altitude, set standards, all sides, and the after takeoff checklist. Go. Pressurization is checked, and he will probably just turn the engine anti-ice on just to be sure. And the after takeoff checklist: engine leads on, PEX, auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. And we are proceeding direct to Vozicek. Look at that. Wonderful.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, contact Praha 118.375, goodbye.
118.375, Sky Travel 41 Bravo, bye. 118.375 in the meantime. There we go. And we're gonna accelerate.
Ryanair 545, X-ray WHR Praha radar identified.
Praha radar. Praha radar WHR Sky Travel 41 Bravo, passing flight level 113, climbing flight level 160.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, dobrý večer, Praha radar identified.
Okay, that's good to know. Look at that. I'm still just amazed by the views. As it's slowly getting darker here in the Czech Republic. Beautiful. And I will turn the autopilot on now. Command Alpha, commands. Still have flight of 160 restriction, so let's hope we can get a further climb soon. And as you can see on the chart, we're making a nice shortcut direct to the VOR station in Košice. And then we'll continue our route from there. And the route for today is just some direct, really, it's not really anything special. No airways. Just get a quick look here from the first officer view. Always love the look of the winglets here. That you can actually see from the cockpit. Beautiful clouds. And we'll turn off the wing anti-ice, or the engine anti-ice, sorry. Because we are clear of clouds. 1,000 feet level off for now. Sky Travel 41 Bravo, request further climb.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, climb flight level 290.
Climb flight level 290, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. Level 290, and altitude net, intervent N1 VNAV speeds. and we can continue our climb to our cruise altitude for today. I'll just get a terrain display on my side because we are entering, of course, the Tatra Mountains relatively soon. And there we go. So yeah, as you can see, a very easy departure. If you're new to the VATSIM network, definitely just visit these kind of airports because this is the most, you know, straightforward. Usually, it's not as busy. Even during an event, I mean, it's not even as busy as, for example, a city pair between Amsterdam or Frankfurt. I mean, that sounds very interesting, but it's going to be very, very busy. But city pairs between smaller airports like this are actually quite nice, so do give that some consideration. It really helps. One more wing view right here, as the darkness is slowly setting in.
For the third time, Ryanair 545 X-ray proceed direct.
You gotta listen to your ATC. I actually haven't been flying Microsoft Flight Simulator that much at all in the recent months, or since it has been released actually, so I'm always quite amazed by how it looks, and it's even getting better and better. The weather is really quite accurate, I must say, and just the visuals and yeah, even the flight dynamics. I mean, they had to took some time to get that right, but it's getting better and better as well. So yeah, I think we can be very happy with the simulator like this. So as you can see, the top of climb is approaching right here, and we are going to be passing the airport of Brno. And then for now, let's take a look at the progress page. We have an arrival time of 18:47 Zulu, so in about 40 minutes into Košice. So relatively soon in this flight we'll already start looking at the arrival and do a bit of a arrival briefing. Swiss ambulance, that's interesting. There could be an someone who had their legs broken, or maybe in organ transportation or something. Those are flights that are happening quite often in the real world. Especially organ transplants, or you know, when someone passes away and they can use the organs but they are needed somewhere else in Europe, they use these kind of business jets to fly these around.
Good evening.
Of course, that's a very nice way of saving someone's life, and with a business jet like that you can deliver that on time and in the right conditions. So really interesting that they have that. There we go, look at that. The sun is setting further and further. And actually the weather is quite nice. So in terms of in-flight snacks, I only have water today actually. I have just had dinner in Prague, let's say. But for such a short flight we really don't need much snacks, so I'll just stick with water today. So 1000 feet to level off to flight level 290. And yeah, as you can see, the night environment in Microsoft Flight Simulator is really, really beautiful. I have made a little tutorial about Night VFR flying. You can check it out here. A card will pop up somewhere, or you can see it in the description. Night VFR is also something really nice to do in Microsoft Flight Simulator and on VATSIM. So make sure you check it out. FMC speed and VNF path. So yeah, that's really nice. It's very realistic, so make sure that you give that a go. I think before with our older simulators this was not really possible, but with Microsoft Flight Simulator it's just perfect. You can really distinguish landmarks at night as well. So make sure to check out that video if you want to have a bit more insight on how to do that. It's really a different type of flying. It's very interesting to do for a change. There we go, a left turn. Further into the night. It's really beautiful. Look at that. The sunsets and the dark wing reflecting the lights of the sky as well. Yeah. Really incredible.
Level 250 and speed 250 or less. Ambulance, Swiss ambulance.
Correct. Ryanair 5.
Lovely, just lovely.
X-ray,
and this is why I love flying. I mean, in real life, it's just the views, and it's just a wonderful experience. And Microsoft Flight Simulator captures that really well. Okay, since we have a rather short cruise, I'm slowly gonna prepare a little bit of the approach by setting up the radios. I've already programmed the arrival routes to the ILS, runway 01 at Košice in. So I will tune the frequencies, set some V speeds. See, we're gonna burn another.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, proceed direct takeoff.
Direct tacos, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. Meantime, we have a direct tacos. Let's check that out. That is correct. And execute. And we are on LNAV. See, there's one aircraft in front of us.
Break, Swiss ambulance 52 is on navigation direct, there go.
And Tacos is basically the initial approach fix to, well, not really actually, it's the kind of the start of the short star. We'll review that in a minute. Let's see, we have now 5.8. 0.7 tons of fuel, so 65.4 on a gross weight. We'll have a flap 30 degrees landing, speed 148, and based on the winds at Košice, I think it will just be 5 knots. We'll verify that in a minute. And the ILS frequency is going to be 109.5. So yeah, especially on short flights like this, make sure that you do this kind of preparations on time. I'll also tune the Košice VOR, which is part of the missed approach procedure. 108.2, I'll put it in the standby box here. 108.2. So you don't run into trouble when things get really busy during the approach, right? So it's always wise to do that. And the minimums for this approach, I'll be doing a standard ILS approach, which will be minimum of 938 feet. See the weather at Košice is now light winds, 320 degrees, 3 knots, variable between 250 and 330. So we do have a bit of crosswind from the left, but it's not much. CAV okay, temperature 9, our dew point is 3, and QNH will be 1007, so I'll put it in the background as standby. So that's all set, and yeah, the TAF here at Košice, not very exciting either.
Bravo, contact Bratislava radar, frequency 134.475, ahoy.
134.475, Sky Travel 41 Bravo, ahoy. Okay, we'll contact Bratislava radar, 137.475. So yeah, the weather is really good. So let's get in contact with Bratislava radar first, and then we'll take a further look at the approach. Bratislava radar, WVHR Sky Travel 41 Bravo, flight level 290 inbound Tacos.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, dobrý večer, Bratislava radar, radar contact.
Okay, radar contact. So
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, Tacos 1 Sierra arrival, ILS approach runway 01. Information is Delta.
Information Delta, Tacos 1 share arrival, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. We have the Tacos 1 share arrival, which is an RNAV arrival. Tacos, in the background I'm going to check the restrictions, 10,000 or above. Of course we have some high terrain here in the north of Košice and the northwest particularly of the Tatra mountains, so we have to take that into account. Then we're going to follow along, 8,500 or above, 4,000 or above. And then we arrive at the initial approach fix of Konpi at the maximum speed of 220 knots and 3,500 or above. And from there on we'll probably just join the ILS, that's also what programmed in. ILS runway 01. As you can see, with an inbound course of 007 degrees, starts at 2,500 feet, and then we'll keep flying onto the minimums, 938 feet. And In case of a missed approach, we're gonna, as you can see, climb to 8 DME of Kilo Echo, which is the ILS, or 6.1 DME of Košice VOR, and then turn right to VOR, climb to 4,500 feet and hold. And from there on we'll probably line up for a new approach. In case of landing, we have here the airport map. Runway 01 is active, as you can see, and then we have here a little platform area right here where we'll end up. So we'll use auto brake too, but we'll probably disconnect them quite early on to just let it roll to Alpha, and then we'll park there somewhere. As you can see, these are the parking docking stands. We'll probably go via Zulu to one of the stands, or to 5 and 4, one of those. Okay, aircraft is fine. We've checked the weather. Go around procedure is clear. And we'll for now follow the RNAV arrival. Alright, so our top of descent is approaching shortly, so we can do the descent checklist already. Pressurization landing altitude set 750 feet, recall is checked. Auto brake will be 2. Landing data. VREF, flaps 30, 148. And minimums are set of 938 feet on the barrow. Approach briefing completed, descent checklist completed. And then we'll start to request the descent. And in the meantime, as you can see, it's really dark. It's actually, we cannot see that much. Skytravel 41 Bravo requesting descent.
Skytravel 41 Bravo, descent flight level 140. Takeoff 1 spare arrival, Delta.
Descent flight level 140 for the Takeoff 1 share arrival and information Delta. Skytravel 41 Bravo. 140 and retard VNAV paths with altitude intervents. Information Delta, runway 01 for arrival. Expect ILS approach runway 01, transition level 120, that's programmed in. Wind and the weather is just as we discussed just now, QNH 1007, and no significant change. As you can see, we have quite a lot of tailwind, so we'll probably add a little bit of drag here to help with the descent path before it gets too much out of hand. And of course, some of the things we have to take into account here is, of course, the terrain. Especially towards the north. We have, I'll just add that to the briefing. We have here the MSA sectors, as you can see, quite high. So yeah, if we run in any trouble, then climbing to 6,000 will keep us safe from terrain. 25 nautical miles from the coast of Czechia. Alright. So other than that, let's see if we can make a nice landing right here.
Skytravel 41 Bravo, radio check.
Region 5, Skytravel 41 Bravo.
Roger.
So for this route it's supported, of course, that we meet the restrictions, so let's keep good eye on that. Just cross-check with the FMC if they are all correct. Actually the Compi was not correct, so I adjusted that to 3,500 or above. And from there on we'll fly the approach. And it should be a pretty continuous descent if we do it properly. So let's see. As you can see from Gompi, there's still about 5 miles to descend to 2,500, and the descent started 5.5 DME from the Kilo Echo from the ILS localizer. Okay. So that's all set. I will probably use speed intervent a little bit later on. So let's keep an eye out on the profile. And in the meantime, there is some traffic around here and there. And just a little bit of sunset. It is not much, but just a little bit.
Skytravel 41 Bravo, contact Košice radar 129.350, good day.
129.350, Skytravel 41 Bravo, bye. 129.35. 1204 is also our next frequency. Košice radar, good evening, Skytravel 41 Bravo. Descending flight level 140, passing flight level 150. Information Delta.
401 Bravo, good evening, Košice radar, radar contact, information Delta QNH 1007, descent 10,000 feet and clear takeoff 10, arrival for ILS 01.
Information Delta received and descent 10,000, cleared tackles 1 Sierra arrival, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. We're cleared for the tackles arrival, so we'll just follow that, but we'll first descend to 10,000 and QNH is 1007, position level we will already pass, so QNH 1007 sets on all sides. And let's see, we can do the approach checklist already. Approach checklist, altimeters 1007, 1007 and 1007. Passing 12700 right now. And approach checklist completed.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, descent 9,000 feet.
Descent altitude 900,000 feet, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. 9,000 feet to set. And we can remain on the VNAV path because it kind of really takes us straight in at the moment, so that's really nice. In a bit we'll start reducing our speed to below 250 knots. And not a cloud inside at the moment, so that's also nice. Turn on the landing lights, seat belts are on, and we'll let the cabin crew prepare for landing. And other than that, we'll continue our smooth descent.
Trainer, correction, Sky Travel 41 Bravo, descent 7,000 feet.
Descent 7,000 feet, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. 7,000 feet set. And of course, yeah, when you're new to VATSIM, these are the kind of city pairs that you want to fly, you know, not too complicated. And if you haven't been flying the sim like me for a long time, it's also very handy to kind of start with the easy flights first, because you will forget things. I mean, even if you're flying real life, you know, flying the sim is quite a bit different. Very much a different setting, but still a lot of fun, of course. But yeah, you gotta be kind of on your toes and flying a lot if you want to do it properly. But nevertheless, we're doing well. We're meeting the restrictions. Let's see. We have here restriction 8,500 above. That's correct. We are making that, so that's good. And 1,000 feet level.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo,
meantime.
descent 5,000 feet.
Descent altitude 5,000 feet, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. DME reading is coming in.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, ready speed 200, indicated.
Radio speed 200 knots, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. Okay, we'll go to speed intervents.
Descending 140.
Flaps 1.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, descent 2,500 feet, clear ILS 01.
Descent altitude 2,500 feet and cleared ILS approach runway 01, Sky Travel 41 Bravo.
Let's go 945, good evening, Košice radar, radar contact, information echo QNH 1007, descent 10,000
now we'll go to level change, arm, MCP speeds. And just to be sure, I'll ask if we can reduce further. And Sky Travel 41 Bravo, can we reduce further speed?
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, we can reduce speed 180 indicated.
Speed 180 knots, Sky Travel 41 Bravo. Flaps 5. Speed 180 knots. And we'll arm the localizer first. 4 lock armed. Approach check is already completed. And then we're going to turn in, view our lock. I'm going to use vertical speed to have a bit of a shallower descent so we can capture it nicely. 800 feet per minute, vertical speed, MCP speeds. Again, 1,000 feet to level off, and we'll let the cabin crew take their seats.
Sky Travel 41 Bravo, speed 18, Correction. Scatter 41 Bravo, minimum approach speed and contact Košice Tower 120.4, bye.
Minimum approach speed and 120.4, Scatter 41 Bravo, bye bye. Okay, we'll start reducing perhaps 5 speeds and we'll shoot through tower. And the glide slope is already alive, so we will go to gear down and flaps 15. Košice Tower, VFR Scatter 41 Bravo, established ILS runway 01.
Scatter 41 Bravo, dobrý večer, Košice Tower. Wind variable to
Glide slope.
Runway 01, clear to land.
Runway 01, clear to land, Scatter 41 Bravo. And we'll get to final approach speed, 153, yeah, and flaps 30. And the landing checklist, and starts, which is continuous, speed brake, armed, landing gear down, flaps, 30 green lights, landing checklist complete. And we'll fly manually for a bit.
Clear IFR to Prague, 500, runway 01, flying to 5,000 feet, Marka to Alpha departure, walk 1,000.
Autopilot out of throttle disconnected and stabilized. Just to be sure, I'm going to ask if we're clear to land. Skytrail 41 Bravo, just to be sure, clear to land.
Skytrail 41 Bravo, runway 01, clear to land.
Runway 01, clear to land, Skytrail 41 Bravo. Yeah, I wasn't sure, so better ask than one RIT 500, cleared, checked. And the winds are nice and light. It feels really nice, the 737 here.
Approaching minimums.
One thing I forgot to set the Mr. Approach altitude. There we go. And continue.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed rig up. Reverse is normal. There we go. Manual brake.
Bravo 41 Bravo, taxi on end of runway on Echo.
I say again, Skytrail 41 Bravo.
Skytrail 41 Bravo, vacate Echo.
Vacate Echo, Skytrail 41 Bravo. That's to the right here. And that's where I made a little mistake. I accidentally vacated the aircraft via taxiway hotel to Echo. Kind of missed the part where he wanted me to vacate via the end to Echo. So unfortunately I vacated a bit too early. And then I kind of crossed runway 19er at Juliet. But of course, what he actually wanted me to do is do this, to vacate via the end to Echo, and then go this way, and then go to the platform via Juliet that way, which of course allows traffic coming from the platform area here to cross the runway and taxi via Echo, while in the meantime other aircraft can land on runway 01. So yeah, that was a little mistake on my part, but it kind of is a nice showcase of how complex the taxi procedures can be even at a small airport like this one. So I hope you learned something from it as well. For now, let's continue and park the aircraft at a very busy platform here at Košice.
Skytrail 41 Bravo, turn left to Juliet, cross runway 19er, taxi to stand of your choice.
Left Juliet, cross runway 19er and taxi to stand of choice, Skytrail 41 Bravo. Strobe and steady, there we go, we'll cross the runway. And we've been cleared to taxi to stand of choice, so we will taxi in front of the tower. There's a little parking spot right there. If it's not blocked, it is actually all full. That's kind of what I already worried about. It is really full here. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to park the airplane properly right now.
Hi, Košice Tower, send wind 69 request.
probably taxi number 5 would have been the best right here, but it's so full. So we'll kind of freestyle here. It's probably not completely correct. Alright, so we'll set the parking brake.
We can request runway 19 for departure, please.
Views on the bus.
We have
3 minutes have passed. And we'll cut the engine off. So yeah, pretty nice flight. So yeah, a little mishap for me on my side on landing there to vacate via hotel. I kind of thought that he wanted to get us on Echo quickly, but apparently he actually meant to vacate all the way at the end. Like, apparently that is more common procedure right there. I didn't really read that anywhere, so but yeah, you learn. Other than that, I think the approach and the landing was really nice. Very nice approach. Yeah, quite easy. Quite an interesting area because it's quite dark around here, and there's not much light marks. If you fly into Amsterdam, there are just a lot more lights. But airports like this are quite remote and not a lot of lights. Of course, we do have the city of Košice and Prešov in the north, but yeah, they were not as easy to see. So yeah. Other than that, I think the flight was quite nice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had some inspiration and some fun right here to fly on VATSIM, and that the tips help. Again, if you want to see a bit more live full flights from my side, monthly guaranteed live full flights, make sure that you check out the memberships here on the Aviation Pro channel. If you click the join button, you can see some more information. Also, if you go to my website, aviationpro.nl/memberships, you will find some more information about the different tiers that you can subscribe to. So yeah, thank you for watching the flight right here. Thanks for joining in, and I hope I will see you next time on some new videos here on the Aviation Pro channel, and otherwise maybe on the membership live streams. Other than that, have fun flying on VATSIM. Make sure you check out the other videos on this channel to get you going with flying on VATSIM. Also check out my latest VFR videos to get you kind of going with VFR flying. They should really help you out. For now, I will say cheers from Košice, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.